All right, folks, it's a new day. Feeling caffeinated, medicated, and a little sedated, but let's get to it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Probably the first day in a while I've been like even able to talk. Still a bit nasally, but I'm all right. And I hope you're all feeling well today as well. Um, Listen, let's get the business out. Anybody that's in here, not with the software, you can at least get the free trial. And I'm going to start trying to help folks out that can't, so let's be straight up, just can't afford it. And so here's what you do first. Get the TradingView HPC for TradingView by sending your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. We're going to get back to some giveaways. I'll give away two 30-day packages today. So if you hang in and can go through my nasally presentation, you might win. And if you can't afford or whatever the software, get to start with the trial and then contact me. Everyone else needs to get over, become a basic member. Just go to Harmonic Trader right here, harmonictrader.com. Okay. Oh, that's not what we want. That's what we want. And register now and then access everything. So quick question or quick comment on where we are in the markets and with our new president, everything going on. You want to know, you're going to need to get into the markets. Because if you're not into the markets, you're not taking them seriously, all of your friends and people are going to just pass you by, quite frankly. You have this time now to either own or get owned in a few years. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. But get the software. And what we're doing this month, I'm giving away a free gold membership with everybody that signs up. because I think the education is essential, but the software is incredible. And it's everything that I do and I've done. So it's decades of work all built into this. And we'll get to crypto in a second. A lot of unhappy people that Bitcoin hasn't, strategic reserve hasn't been announced yet, but relax. We do have bigger issues in this country. And our friend in the White House will get to the Bitcoin situation. Markets look good. We're still in a type 1 reaction. We'll talk about that in a second. But right now, you're looking. Here's a SPY on the hourly 606 hop level. Little resistance for now, but okay, nice rebound. We get the old man out of the White House. We get the slightly younger man in to kick some butt. I mean, you guys can't make up. You couldn't write a story of the kind of criminal activity that went down in the last 48 hours by the previous administration, but that's okay. It's over. And I and you and we are all better for it. I feel so much better. I seriously, last night I went to bed thinking, I was like, at least that SOB is no longer in the White House, and I feel, and I told you all I didn't vote for the guy, but I feel better. I literally feel like, okay, things are going to get addressed because we got problems. But most of them are going to get solved through the financial markets, whether they're social or financial, whatever. It's all going to flow through the financial markets, and there's massive opportunity. I have told you guys for over a year the size of this generational opportunity that is coming our way and is unfolding right before our eyes is here. And so buckle up, get ready. If you're new, welcome. New folks, new Harmonic traders, love you guys and appreciate you. And if you have questions, you connect with the Discord, you become a basic member, and you get with the tools and you study. All the older people, my older folks, great to see you. What's up? Wayne, Snipes, Victoria, Steven. What's going on? Hugo, David, as always. Hope you're well, David. I sent you a note. Well, let's connect. Josh, what's up? Josh V, haven't seen you in a while. Big hype for sure. What's up, Kat, Mohammed, Three Shots, and everyone else. Great to see you guys today. I'm happy to be back. 2 days ago, I couldn't even speak. But we got a lot to talk about. I think I'm going to go maybe 30, 45 minutes, which will probably run into an hour and a half. But I'll do my best to get us at least for a good solid 60 minutes of quality harmonic pattern material so we can navigate what is about to happen. Right now, SPY up here at 607, people freaking out. Oh, Scott, we didn't get down to our 5,700. Are we missing it? Are we missing it? Hell no. What is it? It's just a downtrend breakout. That's all good. I like to see that. And we're still navigating this larger zone. And I think what people need to realize, it's not about even these minor 3-5% fluctuations. It's about this massive weekly, monthly crab pattern, deep crab pattern, and how we resolve this up at 618. I thought we'd get back to 560. We did not, but it's just a small bump in the road relative to kind of the longer term projections that I've talked about, where we still maintain this kind of railroad track path to much higher prices. On Tuesday, I posted the strategy session. I didn't want to make that public because I wanted to make that special for the people that bought the software and my members for at least a few weeks, give them first dibs. But check that out. And again, if you like what's going on here, hit subscribe, hit the like button, share with only your cool friends. I don't want uncool people here. We have a fantastic group, and I appreciate you guys a lot. So, but let's keep it cool and continue. Over here, my videos here, let me show you this. Over on the channel, go here on the YouTube channel, and then it is, on the videos right there. It's the 2025 strategy session. So check that out. And that shows you how I'm laying out this larger path to much higher prices. Of course, it's not going to happen. We're not going to go straight up, and it might take months of development to get there. But right now, our big level that we have to consider that, we've known this all along, 618 is the hop level. Big things can happen above that, but for now, we're framed out by that weekly or even monthly. There's a monthly. And we need to start peeking at this at least once a week. Take a look at the progress of that massive pattern. Okay, double dot confirmation, where ideally, if that was a 5-minute pattern, I'd say it's probably a good short opportunity. It just hasn't materialized any kind of individual 3-bar reversal, anything like that. And you take a look at some of our indicator condition here. HSI is not even at the 50 yet. Amplified is not out of the zone. I mean, we're actually, if you take a look at this in the monthly with the recent bump in the last week, it's sending us back up into the zone. So it's going to buy us more time. Markets are still up, but I'm just, what I'm looking for in terms of a larger move, and where you can fat finger long positions, is something like that. You get above that 618 level on the monthly chart, and then you just rock it. And you guys know I'm looking for like, what's my target? The brain fog is coming back in. My target for 2025 is generally like 700 on the S&P. So, and I don't think that's a big deal. We're talking 15%. That's not a big deal, but we will get through that quickly. And let's see how it goes. Yep. What's up, Shredded Lettuce? Daniel's in the house. Your mom says you're cool, Steven? I don't know, man. I talked to her last week. She told me about that little thing you did. I'm joking. Anyway, a lot to discuss. Let's jump to the cues. And I know you're all looking for crypto. Just settle down. We'll get to crypto in a second, and you can shill me your favorite coins. And there's massive opportunity in crypto. You guys see Solana? Solana ready to rock. Here's the cues on Butterfly. And I was looking for 487. We were pretty close. About, 7 sessions ago? We were kissing 500, big psychological level. And yes, my ideal scenario would have been kiss the 487 and then return it. But we're back up here. You got to look at it like this. Look, like this. It's a breakout for now. Are we going to get that continuation? We'll see. But just like that monthly hop on the SPY, okay, the fireworks, like the fat finger long positions, can happen above 537 on the cues. And you guys know my big targets. My big target on the QQQ, like an 18 to 24 month target, is like 800 on the cues. Yeah, 800. I said it. That's right, 800. At some point in 2026, some point later next year, you're talking like 800. It's a bold statement. Take a second and digest that. What's up, Greg? Good day to you too, my friend. What's up, Wayne? He wants to look at AMD. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I've been looking at AMD for about 3 months, man. It's almost ready. It's close. A little coffee to kind of help the meds kick in a little bit more. Like I said, caffeinated, medicated, and a little sedated today. But that's okay. At least I can talk. Guys, I want everyone not to overreact to ups and downs. we've got a long way to go. And yes, the trend is up, but we still want to wait for those pullback opportunities to give us ideal spots in the markets where we can ride this with the minimum drawdown, maximum return. And I will say this, and I should spend a session maybe next week going over what happened in 1995. And it's really where I started to get into trading seriously. It was right on the edge of where internet came out and the new .com stuff, and I was totally green rookie material, just learning the ropes. But I think there are analogous scenarios where the financial markets are about to make this run from the fifth year till about the ninth year, the second half of the decade. And if any of you know or were around at that point, you know what happened 95, 96, 97 was even better, 98 was crazy. And that's kind of what I'm thinking once we get over these levels, these hop levels, these big immediate weekly stuff. And we've had some fat candles. Here's weekly on the Qs. That's a strong chart. The weeklies on the Qs with let me just kind of bring a couple of individual candles that just stick out to me. Certainly last week was a nice rebound, not a perfect engulfing, but that's a great way to start a continuation. And it takes me back to like August or September, to a lesser extent, all the way back in May. So if that is the pivot point, then we should continue that railroad path higher. And what does that mean for us? That every harmonic pattern retracement is likely going to be a sizable continuation opportunity. So that's how we go. Oh, Parul, you remember the crash? Yeah, a lot of people remember that crash too. That was amazing. But before that crash, it was like a 5x. It was a 5x off of that mid 90s low. And yeah, maybe we do crash in 5 years. But before then, you're probably retired, sitting in bonds, tax free, I hope. That's what I'm talking about, guys, because where we are currently, all right, this is not going to last forever. And so it's not that I disagree with that comment. It's just that you got to seize the moment when we've got it. And we've got it now. We have it now. You saw Microsoft yesterday. You guys see Microsoft yesterday do that big pop? And we've talked about Microsoft forever and a day. And Microsoft, even with a harmonic pattern, put the harmonic pattern framework here. It was a shark way back when, back in 23. Well, if we go further, we were screaming about Microsoft at the lows down here in October 2022. And we had all those patterns. Those patterns were the low of the decade. And now Microsoft, on a longer term basis, it's been relatively sideways. I mean, hasn't done much. But we have HSI on the weekly above a big bearish zone that says pattern failed. Let's rock and roll. Or I'll do you one even better, Netflix. I'm way impressed with Netflix. Netflix to do the massive move. And here's something we traced out long ago on the monthly. Okay, massive all-time ABCD. I don't know if anybody remembers me bringing this to light. It's been a little while, but massive all-time ABCD is 1050. Netflix going, I don't think it's not only going above 1,000. I think what you have to consider with Netflix, just from a straight up deal, that this is a big parabolic rise. And so how do we get to a parabolic move? What harmonically, what's that ratio? Well, extreme numbers that comprise parabolic moves are 2618, which is like 1500 to 3618, right? That's out of the first book. So if this is the start of a massive parabolic wave in Netflix, you got to get your brain start thinking that 2000's not a crazy number. Again, yeah, I said it. That's what this action is telling you. And look, I mean, if you were looking at this chart as a 5 minute chart and you saw that thing, okay, big 886 reset, breaks out, you're at the 1618 and you're demolishing it. Look, 1618 is right here. You demolish that. That's like 1040. And I would think Netflix, with that kind of assessment, Netflix gets you to 1040, 1050 pretty quickly, even after the earnings. It's the earnings that kind of news that's bringing the buyers in. And let's look at the monthly. I mean, those monthly dynamics are nuts. Then check it out. Look at this expansion in Netflix. All right, massive, amplified, just soaring. And you're expanding in the overbought. That's strong. And then look at HSI on the monthly, coming back in. What I suspect is going to happen, we're going to blast in here in the next 2 or 3 months and continue higher as we reach for those levels. So Netflix 975, and I'll say continue higher until we get to 1050, with the understanding that this is potentially a big 1618 breakout. Football on Netflix, is that what they're doing? I hope so. That would be nice. I've had a subscription for years. I mean, I share it, but it's the new way. Old media is dead, kids. All those old news people, and they don't even realize it yet. They have no clue. Like CNN, they still don't get it. You guys are gone. Like, you're going to lose. They won't realize it until they're cleaning out their desks, because management and the people responsible for making money have to fire their ass because they don't have any viewers. That's what's coming next. Yes, folks, this is a golden age. It really, I feel good. I feel good. You feel good? I feel good. So big stuff, and that's how we read it. That's how. Look, I'll get to Walmart in a second, but Netflix going to 2000 is not crazy. It's not as crazy as what Walmart's done the last year. Go from 40 to 100. And then we got the likes of, like, here, Nvidia. We've been talking a long time. Nvidia target up there at 180. There you go. And it's just a stone's throw away from scratching the resistance and getting out. Wednesday the 26th. I don't think this is really a big call here. If we throw an X, A, B, C, and then a D for a 1618, that gets us to 170, a 1902 overstretch, 185. I'll call it 185. I'm pretty happy with that. Not to mention that even though Nvidia hasn't done a continuation massive move, what's the last HSI dot here? It's bullish. We haven't printed anything bearish yet. So, and that was such a tight, amazing check back continuation that just continue to look for longs. And remember this, on Nvidia was a type 2 crab. Check it out. It's back to back. Deep crab. Let me clean up this other stuff. Deep crab did the type 1 to an alternate bat. So 150's been rejected. But more significantly is just simply this inability to get through target 1 at 133. We come down to 133 or a little bit lower both times. That's no coincidence. and now we're headed back up. Even on this retest the dot, retest the zone. You talk 155, 163. So, these are pointing up, even in the face of bearish patterns, where that's how you want to play it. You want to continue on that kind of assumption. Sure, if we came up and we were able to produce some kind of confirmation or we got rejected, then I'd say, all right, maybe NVIDIA's cooked for now, but not really. That recognition, and this is the other example or a situation where don't freak out if you think you're missing stuff, because usually you're going to go through one or two or three tests to get to before you really do a larger move. And this 133 floor, that's like a concrete floor there at 133, telling you that, hey, this is where we want to continue the trend. True, Daniel and Greg. AVGO, I think, is the better play. Broadcom, AVGO, AVGO, Broadcom. Why didn't that come up the first time? AVGO had that massive move back in December. Check out what it did, though. Big, massive thrust up. Okay, and look what we went counter HSI continuation. Right there. So 225-ish, currently 237. We got a little HSI. I find it interesting that, we're up here. A whole lot of red bars have been painted, yet not a lot to the downside. So certainly some digestion, as I would always say, coming into play here. But check it out, this is a temporary deal. If we get the retest back to 225 and we could produce a dot somewhere in there in the next couple of weeks, that would be your mass continuation, AVGO. And AVGO is like the rest of these that have been just on a massive 2-decade-long move here where they just continue to trend and continue to trend. And here's your monthly. Look at this extreme overbought and just continues to expand up here. That's how you know. The last time we were out of the zone here on the monthly was October 2023. And then here's the other thing to note on AVGO. Maybe a little pause this month, but we're holding that 50 line and going to turn it back up. That's a big deal. I think AVGO is something where you're talking, 350, 400. It's like an NVIDIA move. It's like where NVIDIA was about, 15 months ago. So AVGO is one of those in the semi range. Let me give you guys one or two more, and I'll take some of your requests. But listen, KLAC is where NVIDIA was 2 years ago. Lower end of this channel, look what the monthly's going to do. Monthly's trying to pop out this month out of, that's insane. That's insane. KLAC, 10 core. Well, they call it that's the old times, KLA Corporation. But we're oversold on the monthly. And then remember this, we were talking about this at 620, 650. It's on the daily, was a type 2 shark. Let's go back to here. Remember that shark? One, and then 629 at the hop. You had 2 months to get in on that. So here's the other thing about KLAC. From the harmonic pattern perspective and harmonic pattern framework, please get with the framework here. But we've got a crab at the moment, which means it's just short. It's just oversold. Overbought in the short term. If, there's a big if, no matter what, it's still a long. But if we can get a type 1 and finish this reaction, 714 is the number that sets it off, and you never see it again. Never see it again. So this is setting up. This is like Tesla at 220. And, you talk about this thing going 2x, 3x over the next 18 months, 24 months, something like that. This big, big stuff. Let me show you that AMD chart because we've been looking at that. Yes, there's laggards in this space and there's true champs. Check out this bat pattern. So this is like KLAC at 630. Hop level 114, currently 123 on AMD. It's lagged for a while, but look, pattern support, confirmation, all there. It's all there. And you go to the weekly, certainly getting this on a massive discount. Weekly, it's a shark to 5.0. Okay, an overextended shark. I was thinking maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was thinking we might get to 102 and then that would be it. I'm more of the opinion that maybe 114 is the number. Doesn't matter. Because what you're looking for is this to be the inflection that takes you back to 170, 184. All right. I still like Broadcom better, NVIDIA better, KLAC better, but it's a great setup. It's a great pattern, and it's a great framework. I mean, at least where you're 120 something, even if we were taking it textbook, target one, the assumption is, okay, I'm somewhere here, anywhere between 114, 127, fine with that. To go to 144, that's not a bad little trade. But I'm thinking, is this the starting point of something bigger? Possibly. Yeah. Yes, Greg, let the trade come to you. That's why we've been waiting. Look, it's a great comment. Let the trade come to you, where the comment was, we've been looking at AMD for a while. All right. And as it was coming down, we're looking like 130, 127. But we kept saying, where's the confirmation? The confirmation came in here. Confirmation was like 120. We got a dot at 127 and a little bit of overspill. But certainly, that's what kept us from going in early. And now we ride. I like it. It's good. Applied Materials. Okay. That's another good one. Down 6 today. Look at that as an opportunity. A little daily resistance, but check out that we are above that breakout. We're certainly above the downtrend, which is good. Applied Materials, another classic semi name. All right, and this stuff doesn't go up, but guys, this is at a point where let's even take the something like that over the last couple of years. You're at the lower end of the trend channel. This stuff is only going to be in more demand as we get autonomous vehicles and robots and all the other stuff that's coming our way, and rockets to Mars and all of this beautifulness of future finally being realized. Applied Materials is a great one. And I'm not just saying from here to go up. I mean, you're looking for entries where this stuff goes and rides to all-time new highs. If you want to trade it, break it down to a 4-hour time frame and wait for retracement plays. Wait for like 4-hour confirmations like this stuff. Look, alternate bat right at the low, 168 with confirmation here. All of that right towards the end of the year. A little tax loss selling and pop, and then maybe we come back one more time. But you're not going to get a third time. And you're looking for this stuff to really start to get a markup. We'll see. Yes, we'll get to crypto in a minute. Let me just get through a couple others. Crypto, man. Apple had a big down move. I'd say get ready. Apple got crunched. I think they're going to have to make big changes. The ways that they're doing business of making their products in China is going to have to come to an end. It's just going to have to. There's just not. It's just not smart business. Sorry, it's not. So they're going to need changes. But is Apple really going to get affected longer term? I don't think so. So, size it up, let it come to you. And I would just say this is another channel retracement. We're at the median line of the channel. And look, let's go to the weekly here, just so we get clear on this. Okay. This is the 5-year uptrend. Pretty insane, right? Especially with that bat pattern. Perfect type too. I mean, that was crazy how good that was back in 2022. And we had that in Amazon and Meta and Tesla and all of that. But now we're here. Just we continue to ride this, and your median trend channel is like 220. Don't have any signals on it yet, but it'll come. We have an HSI check back. We are actually 1 day away from a bullish dot. Here we are. You're out of the zone on HSI on the daily. You need to wait. Let HSI, that is Harmonic Strength Index, get above the 50. Down here with Amplified, we're not out of the zone yet. It needs a little more time. That's how to play it. This is why you get the software. So next person to type in HPC 30 will get the 30-day package. No people who have won in the last 2 months. If you have won in the last 2 months, I will nix you from winning HPC 30. You get the 30-day gold membership and 30-day trading view. So whoever wants that, HPC 30, first person to win. We'll give away one more towards the end. Hot Studios. Nice. Daniel, come on, you know better. You know better than you already won. Hot, HAWT. Send me an email to harmonictrader@gmail, and I'll set you up with the gold, with the Discord, a little turkey, a little gravy, little 30-day trading view. So here you go. Apple gets the gold dot probably, I would maybe say tomorrow. We'll get an up day here. Today's not going to be up. The open was 224.75, and we're currently trading, 223? Let's see how we finish the day. Really quick, at NASDAQ futures, they were down early, strong up yesterday. I think we're going to bounce back. Look, NQ like this, go in the 5-minute. We were coming off some nice patterns yesterday. That's what that was all about, or the preceding the day before. And let me bring you this. There you go. That's our downtrend on the daily. Little 5-minute dot action. I think it was RTH. And there you go. Yeah, a little overbought here, but this was the pattern I was talking about. We have a nice alternate bat 21,905 from the day, and just for today, okay, for you futures traders out there, maybe look for a type 2. That's only like a 40-point check back, and then look for that continuation, something like that. Someone track that for me and keep me close on that. What are we doing there? And if we go to hourly, this is also interesting. So we have this crab pattern, much like we saw in the SPY. Okay, putting up an hourly dot. Sorry, hourly arrow. Brain fog. And so I'm watching this really nice crab right off the low. But what do we know? It's a type 1 reaction. That's it. React. Would we get all the way back to T1? I don't think so. In fact, the throwdown move, okay, from yesterday's high was basically took you back to retest the back end of the XA level. And look what's going on here. Okay, we're trying to pop out of that zone. So watch that hourly as well, because if we go into tomorrow and we're able to hold this 21.9 level, we could see a push higher back up to the hop. A lot going on. Certainly a lot going on. Before I get to crypto, let's finish a couple of the big tech like Tesla. So you guys know I'm waiting for 340, and we were up at 440 yesterday. Wow, we were up at 440 yesterday. But on the hourly, this is the interesting thing. Let me come back here. So we have this shark on Tesla. So my point on Tesla is, and my targets are I'm looking Tesla like 600 as our target, as our 12-month target. Like this time next year, Tesla will be at 600. It'll go back and retest some of those longer zones. I'll get to those in a second. Right now, what are we dealing with is this shark that started back in December. Okay, and we did the type 1 there. Come on back for the 2. But where's confirmation? We had some here. Didn't quite work out. It got flushed down. Here, I was thinking, oh, we'll get 340. But I haven't made a move on it yet. But now we had a lot of little digestion here. This is a little more tantalizing for me. So maybe it's like 412 or 404 at the hop. Okay, how did I get 340? 340 is this. Okay, deep crab off the top here. And again, like the Qs, I was thinking, boy, we could get to there. That would be full reaction, type 1, and then start the 2 return. Type 2 return to here. But if that's not going to happen, and I'll tell you how we figure that out. All right, how many bars? It's always first 3 to 5 and then 30. Here's where the pattern completes. 3 to 5, what have we done? A little throwdown reaction. Nice rebound last week, and we're not going lower. Critical week for Tesla. 30 weeks, okay, of this whole zone puts you somewhere into the middle of the year, like July. What does that mean? Well, if we're not going to react down to the 340, and let's say we get some triggers down here at more like 400, then all this is just, it's just kind of a muted reaction. I would think actually that's what it's telling us. Tesla just did kind of an overbought retracement move, throw it down, and then these little price action signatures, they matter. So look at this. We threw it down off the top. It was a perfect deep crab right there. Okay, throw it down. Your 1618 on Tesla is 444. That's your 1618. And it's a multi-year off of this prior inflection. But what's really important to see is the fact that the last couple of weeks, we throw it down 3 bars. Higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. Okay, that's telling. That's saying, I don't want to go down anymore. So can I come back into the zone and play a little bit higher? Yeah. And I think if we can get some kind of trigger down there, 405, 415, something like that, then we are going to fail this. That we'll come back here and, retest terminal bar at 488 or make a run for the hop at 536. So plenty of time. You didn't miss anything, but I would be very focused on Tesla. Extremely focused. Looking for continuation, maybe even off of this HSI green dot line, which was 380. On the 4-hour chart, 4-hour time frame's probably the predominant time frame to be following for every major market now. I mean, yes, we can look at the hourly or the weekly, but for true trend direction, We want stuff like this, or there, or there, or there, or there. Every 4 hour HSI arrow or dot, even going back to August, has been an important continuation signal. That's no different than where we try to make a run back to the highs. So another day or so, I'm thinking it's real close to being primed. One or two more. SMCI, that's an interesting cat. SMCI got crunched on those accounting news. All right, and we got some big numbers down here, like 31 or so. Um, I'm interested for sure. What's the number? It's probably 31. You got confirmation on the 4 hour around 31. It's just you're probably gonna need time. I mean, go back here. It's a massive bat pattern, and I think that's an interesting formation we don't want to ignore. It'll take time to get out of there, but listen, once we kind of break that BC down leg, we don't look back. And that's like ARM. ARM had a big day yesterday. It's down today, but ARM was up huge yesterday, getting smacked down again today. But um, look, these semis are like that, and I don't, even if we have, there's bearish pattern, big bearish bat on ARM, but I think any move is going to be just reaction, set up a retracement pattern, and go again. So that's why being patient going forward, let the setup come to you. You will be rewarded. You look like a genius because every one of these bearish patterns are just getting throwdown retracements. That's it. Yeah. Spies running? Yeah, it's starting to bump. I guess no NQ pullback. I mean, I'll peek over there. S&P futures, we haven't looked at that. 6180 still the target. 6137. Yeah, oh, this was it. So there was a Gartley last week on the S&P futures at 58.15. I mean, that was pretty sick. Totally sick. Right off the November low. That's big continuation possibilities on the SPY. And remember, it's like this. Remember that? Same crab pattern. Same crab pattern in the futures. 6180. Yes, that 6180 number, that, it's a coincidence, but nothing's a coincidence. Well, yeah, it's a coincidence. It's an uncanny coincidence. And that would be 50, 40 higher. That could happen. And you would want to see that blow off. I mean, absolutely just smash the 6180 level. So again, yeah, the 5 minute here in the 5 minute, you had some interesting things. Yeah, look, alternate bat. Jeez, look at that. That's beauty. Alternate bat did the type 1. And this is a lot like these long-term charts that I've been talking about where, look, you do the reaction off the bearish pattern, 61.25, and then smash the return, 61.39. Nice move so far. Yeah, that's telling you this kind of market. Yeah, no. That bottom, Daniel, in 2008, I don't know. I always thought that was strange. I won't even say it. But I always thought that was a very strange price to bottom out at, but so it was. Yeah. M Stone says he thinks 62.40. Yeah, I think so. I think above 61.80, you're looking much higher. S&P targets for me once we clear these pattern structures is more like 7K for the year. Go up. You were like up here, and again, I mentioned that earlier on the SPY. That would only be a 15% move for the year, and with the kind of backdrop we have, we don't even have tax cuts yet. We don't have the removal of regulations and all the woke nonsense that has actually slowed down what should happen. And I would say this too, folks. All that money, and I've been saying this for a couple of years, all of that money from COVID that was pumped, the 40% increase in the money supply, okay, it's a lot like what happened in 2008. It's going to take years, 4 or 5 years to work its way into the markets. They authorized in 2008 that QE, quantitative easing, biggest crock of whatever. Okay. And people were talking about how can we do that? How can we just let the government buy stocks directly and index funds and what? But they did. And that was down here. But the money to be realized in the financial markets, it took years. This move out of the 2008 financial crisis was because that easy money kept on flowing and flowing and flowing. And then this move from 2020 all the way up, that was the first wave of COVID money. So if we're going to just draw some basic assumptions off of that COVID, there's the COVID low. I would think you're always making a minimum ABCD assumption like this. Go from there, AB, perfect. What was that, a 50%? And then you follow through. Your 1618 was right there. But I'm more of the opinion that's this is a 3618. You're like halfway through a 3618 parabolic move. Takes you to 8200, 8300 on the SPY. Let's get in front of it. I mean, this is the targets I'm looking for. Once we overcome this immediate objective, and I've always said we are playing with a time frame of like 2 to 4 years here of looking for that kind of follow through. We will have corrections along the way, but nothing is stopping that train. And that train is a 3618 extension up to 8400. Yeah, it looks like markets are going to come back. They'll probably fill that gap and we'll get to zero. We're negative. We're down 30 on the NASDAQ. We're up 17 on the S&P futures. So why not? Let's go. Let's go. Hey, now we have news to trade on. Vacuum is over. It has been turned off. And now we have serious things to trade on. And it's going to be volatile because probably even better because people are going to be reacting off of kind of comments that Trump might make or other people might make. The real stuff won't happen until you see the actual legislation. And in that, people will overreact and just FOMO. So speaking of FOMO, let's get to crypto. Let's start with the king, Bitcoin. When is Bitcoin going to rise? When is it going to go up? 105.7. Imagine, like, the comments I've seen on X and other places, like, people so disappointed in Bitcoin because it's not higher. Again, that's an unrealistic attitude. You can't ask for a prettier chart than that. Bitcoin's just beauty. Beauty. I'll get to Mara in a second. Jazz, me too. You got it, NB. NB, why don't you have my software? You should have my software. Come on, Vegas. It's not too late, man. We'll get you back into crypto. It's got to be the right kind. Justin, yes, Ocean and those AI coins are looking good. That's right. Did we get a dot? We got the green arrow. HSI. Okay. But it's always been a Bitcoin cycle, guys. Well, I've said that forever. So what was last month was just a pause. What's this month? You want it to be a bullish engulfing. How do we get to be engulfing? You've got a week. Today's the 23rd. We get to next week, 1 week from today. We'll finish out the month. And you want to be above 108,400. I don't think that's tough. What has been the zone? We have talked about all along the last several months, not months, but the last several weeks has been 96 on the downside and 115 on the top side. So that's how we get there. Interesting kind of congregation of dots and signals. So let's just do a quick review on Bitcoin. Where have we come? So we did the crab. We went to 96 and then some with the crab. And everything we're looking at right here suggests that this will fail. It's just a straight off kind of a pausing consolidation at the pattern, gives us a counter signal and tries to push higher. Where does it fail? If it fails, it fails at all-time new highs. So we get a close, any close above into all-time new highs. That should seal the whole deal. I mean, going back till November. Remember, 30-day windows like this, that was over. And within that window, still going higher. And I'll even do it this way. So what happened since the latest dot counter signal and go 30 days from there? And that's next week. Next week. I don't know if we're going to bust it just yet. But, it might knock on this 105 window, 108 resistance, maybe one or two times. But it'll go. And again, I see people doing this with their Bitcoin chart saying, all right, it's going to go down. We're going to go to 76 or we're going to go to 66 and then we're going to go. Like, really? Really? I see people drawing stuff like that. Or even better, they'll do stuff like, yeah, it's going to do this and this and this and this and then one more. And then go up. No, it's now or never. The crypto Olympics are happening as we speak, and you're looking for this to get resolved to the top side. Also, 96 is obvious. What's the 115 number? God, that's a beautiful chart. I mean, you couldn't, like, if you're long that asset, you couldn't be happier. You just need patience. But what is here? Remember what I said? Oh, it was 15 months ago. 1025 by the inauguration. Okay, that was it. That was 1025 right there. We got it. It was perfect. And now we only have the 1902. That's the layered number. 1902. All right, that's how we look at it. Create that little zone of resistance. And then what happens? The character changes. So we have this kind of a thing. You create this zone. 106 to 102 to 115, 116. It's the 1618, 1902 layered zone. All right, that's where we have consolidation, some digestion or indigestion, however you want to take it, to where then, okay, the acceleration of what everybody's been waiting for and wanting for too long to do something like this can happen. And what is this? It is on the harmonic scale, all right, where we go from 1902 and above the top end of that range to go into extreme territory. Extreme territories like this. 2618. I know I've repeated myself many times, but I got to. So we're clear. 155. And I think that's easily achievable once we crack it. If it's not in the next week or two, it's by the end of the month, end of the quarter, and then into what I think is going to be a May-June scenario. We go 314, which is 180-ish, 182, with an eventual 3618, which is like 205, 210. And I'm sticking to it. Brought to you by the guy that said 1025 all the way back down in here. Okay, we were talking 1025 down here, and that was 15 months ago. And now what I'm saying is that 205, 210 is the 3618 extreme extension. It's just that the character of the price action changes at this level once we get above that 1902 zone. I mean, yes, it's about the 1618, and we're already clearly challenging that. You're not really, even though we've had a few reactions, even down to 89,000, it's not really going down, is it? It's a pause. We get a close above last month's high at 108. That starts the process, and then you could see that thing really start to sail. So put these numbers in your brain: 115, 155, 205, or 210. 115, 155, 205. And 205 at 205 or 210, for me, that from a harmonic perspective is going to signal where the extreme or the extremity of the move is going to reach its maximum level. And in a crazy way, yes, it could even go a little bit above that. We have precedent, and I've gone through these scenarios before. Do it yourself. But it's like this. From there to the last cycle, high to low, 3618 was at 62K, 63 something, 64. That was your 3618. And then we'll see it. We could bump up here like it did on the last cycle for a few months, or maybe that was a type 1 and then a type 2. But no doubt the 3618 is the extremity of the move. Beyond that, you can trade it, hodl it forever. I mean, I don't think it's a crazy call to believe what Saylor's been saying, that it goes to $1 million a coin and then by the end of the decade. It's not a crazy call, but I think there's lots of trading opportunities, and there's a lot of benefit to measuring the moves and being aware of the character of the price action. That's what's going on. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. All right, shill it. Let's see it. We'll get to that. Sure. Vegas, we're gonna have to talk because I don't want you to miss the move. Okay. I really don't want you to miss the move. We're gonna get you back into crypto in the right spaces. All right, let's start. H bar. Okay. H bar. H bar is good to look at from a longer term perspective. First. All right, there's a total market cap. I mean, amazing that 5 years ago that was 200 million and now 12 billion for a 60x. But here's something that I want people to realize, that no matter what your crypto it is, all of these have to go through what I think are kind of natural cycles of development, where we just tend to have these, it comes out and has some kind of crazy push, and then you do a full 886 reset like that, or can I get it there, before you can go again. And H bar probably, there's a 2618. It's a lot higher. That's on market cap chart. But again, wouldn't be crazy to say that wants to do a 3618. Now let me get the real price chart. That's a market cap chart. But let's do it this way. All right. There it is, the full reset. H bar, 32 cents. Really nice on the monthly candles. You got to be thinking this, guys. The next week, every day is going to be more important, because you want a really fresh green print on your monthly candle. That can then set us up for something much bigger. So H bar 32 cents. The other reason why is that if we're truly in an acceleration, then we should hold every monthly low. We shouldn't be violating any monthly low. So with H bar to continue, that should not be under 25 cents again for the whole cycle. And what are the assumptions on H bar? Well, we'll go back and do an 886 reset. Price recovery move. There, 53 cents. Book it. And then can we go price discovery? Because those are the two questions you're going to start asking yourself with your favorite crypto. Categorize it. Is it 886 or 382 recovery? And I'll get into that in a second. And then can it go from price recovery to price discovery? 1618 price discovery would be 94 cents. That's not crazy. And so that's a 3x. Even from these levels. No reason to fat finger long it because we get stuff like this on hourly. Bang. What you got there? Nice bat pattern type 2. Again, guys, this is why you get the software. Don't screw around. Don't wait till like April to be like, Scott, I got to get the software because I see all these charts and I missed all these trades. Seriously, if you got a problem, you can't buy the software, send it to me. We'll get you on like a UNICEF discount program. 31.8 cents. That's a big setup. That's a big type 2. That alternate back continuation. And how do we know? Because it's perfect framework in action. You did the bat off the top. You went to almost 40. Bang. Straight up to the dot. Come on back down. And hit it right there. You know, we're looking right here. 31. Maybe it gets to 29.4. But this is the area you want to look. It's not coming back any much more than that. Yeah, how do you get here? Get the software. If you're not with the software or you want to take another trial, send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. The other thing I want to show you guys, I've been mentioning, a lot of the things I'm talking about today come from the Volume 3 book, okay, which is available. All the books are available, free PDF downloads right there. So like Type 2, Type 1, HSI, all of that stuff is in the Volume 3 book to check that out. So all the resources are there for free. Get the trial for free and get with it. Because if you don't, you're going to miss the opportunity that's unfolding right before our eyes. Now, back to charts. H bars are really nice. And I like it. You know, it made phenomenal progress. It's something that I admittedly ignored. And we had perfect patterns down there. We had really nice this bat pattern down here. That was all at 5.5 cents, and I was dismissive of it. But it now really it just is beautiful. Couple others that are big ones like XRP, Cardano. I'm not Ethereum. No, I'm not. I'm just not crazy on Ethereum. I don't know why. I mean, my gut is telling me avoid Ethereum, even if it goes. It's not a bad chart. Are you kidding? That Onyx coin is moving again. Jeez. Look, I'll come to this in a second. Let's get to XRP. I don't know what that thing is. XRP is like this, guys. Interesting crab pattern on the daily. I want to address this, okay? Because we have a really unique framework at hand with XRP. It did the 1 and it did the 2 at XA levels at 320. You're looking for a dot, so that's going to be one more red day. And it could cap it for just now. Not longer term, but for now. But XRP is something where, you guys know I've been in front of this for a long time. is 50, 60 cents with the big patterns looking left, big bat pattern. And I think this current daily pattern is going to set us up for something bigger once we get through it, okay? Where we want to measure our projections off of the pattern. The fact that there's a pattern there is a big deal. So it's like this. Where are we? Well, I'll circle back here in a second on the prior XABCD thing, but $3 is that 1618 off of there. That's why we're pausing. We're digesting. Is right at $3, and we'll not a biggie to digest that for a little while. And with a 1902 zone, just like what we talked about in Bitcoin. We're at a 1618, 1902 range. 1902, guys, is like 350. And I think 350 short term is still something to consider as a top end target. But once we clear this 350 zone, we go to the extreme numbers. 2618, 470, to what I think will eventually be a 3618 at about 635. I've been conservative in the past to say, okay, maybe 520. It's 314, 550, something like that. I think it's between 5 and 6 is where we target XRP for cycle upside objective. You have it like this too. Remember this? Remember we were tracing out off the all-time chart this thing. There's the 1618. Okay, off that prior, that's Binance. That's 550 off the Binance all-time feed. But remember, we were saying 270 first because of the XABCD, with the 886, which is just slightly higher, around 290. The other thing, and again, I know I'm repeating myself, but here's the other really important consideration, harmonic measurement that matters, is that we did and we were able to do this 382 retracement on XRP, where we had that big move up and we came down at right to 382. Was right there. It was like 195, 192, something like that. And I've said this a few times, and you're not going to see it unless I point it out to you or you go through a few experiences with it. But 382, the fact that we were able to do a 382 is enough of a retracement naturally to send that back to a 1618, which is like 350. I think 350 is the number we need to consider no matter what happens off of the daily pattern. All right, 350, I just think is, after we get through this and hop level on the dailies, 353. So I'm not worried about 310. In fact, can we get more? Because once we finish this out, and 285 is the pivot low, that we're going to continue where 350 is dialed in, and then we go extreme. All right, few more. If Bitcoin hits 200K, we think this only hits 5 to 6. No, but I'm doing measurements and I'm trying to keep it within the framework. I think any way you measure this up, and I appreciate the comment, Mirror Mindan, that we want concrete reasons. I'm not a crypto circle jerk FOMO guy. Okay, I want concrete reasons and patterns and structure that give me price objectives so I can be real. That's how we did XLM. Remember that? XLM, 9 to 10, 11 cents, goes to 60, then back down. So XLM, I would love to see this start to move. It's hitting some resistance, a little HSI, but I think that's more about this kind of we've broken out. So there's our consolidation from end of November, and I think we could be like this. We come back down, test the back end of the downtrend, and go again. XLM, even if we're going to connect dots and say that's the all-time high, we could even just simply say X, A, B, and your B point's at a 50 something, and it's destined for an 886 around, go back to 60 cents. I don't think that's tough. Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, what's up, Torrent? Wants to look at Solana, and so do I. Solana's ready to go. I'll tell you why. Solana's 330 target, okay? And on the hourlies like this. Beautiful shark to 5-0. This is what I mean by having patterns and framework to support your argument. We had the shark on the hourly. We came back down. Okay, now we've got bullish dot confirmation where the shark becomes a 5-0, and then we're ready for the return move, 271, 278, 285. We also know that Solana's got this big deal. It's a big, kind of like the XRP thing, but a bigger structure. Where we're up here we printed this crab pattern. We never got to the T1. I wish it did, because that would have satisfied it, but that's all right. Now we're looking at 285. So we're currently 250. We know we got to retest at least 270 hop level. There's no continuation up here. And the bigger target, monthly targets, and I've always said this, is like 330. Because if we're going to connect some dots here, and we go X, A off the low, B's at a 786, reciprocal to the B point is a 127. I'll go to that in a second. I want to walk through that, especially for new folks. All right. Pure ratio is like this. Why do we do that? Because one of the rules for true harmonic patterns is you have your range, your X, your A. Where's the B? The B point defines the eventual extension. B point's at a 786. The inverse is a 127. Now, here's the other thing. We need an ABCD minimum. All of that's at 330. Your ABCD for Solana has to happen like this. So A to B. Amazing. What's that low? The low is $8 up to that initial inflection, which was 209. 200, okay? So the first move was 200. Nice. Make a low. We made that low in August. That low is 110. 110 plus 200, the ABCD puts you at 310. So you stack your variables. You stack your metrics here. ABCD component, that checks at 310. Your reciprocal X ABCD, okay, that puts you around 330. We're 250, so we still have ways to go, and these are minimum objectives. Minimum, but that's how we build the argument, and we understand what the MW formation is telling us. Yeah. No, we didn't look at fetch, but I'll jump into those AIs in a second. Last one is Cardano, and Cardano really needs to give me something here. If Charles and his friends are going to really show us that they've got some sauce, then we need to get out of this zone. It's kind of just languishing here, and we did the 382 move, and we do not want to take out the prior low at 76. So that's our assumption. It's a price recovery candidate where the 886 is 280. It's just, give me something to trigger. So here's the 4-hour. Okay? Not really giving us much. It's not like Solana printing, nice patterns and giving us sizable moves. There's the hourly. Not too much yet. There, an hourly bat, but we need to blast. And what I'm thinking is, we come back, we retest here, and we got to turn this around. We got to get HSI moving the right way and amplified. So it's just not there yet. I'd still look at 92 to 97 cents potentially, but I think there's better opportunities. Let's look at like FET and some of those AI stuff, which they've been crushed, but I think that's going to give you an ideal opportunity. I mean, look, I just pull up FET and look at the back-to-back patterns. Just a simple fact you're printing patterns is a good sign within the price action. But here you go. FET on the weekly is like this, and we're still looking for this kind of eventual formation price discovery 530 area. But the daily's like this, and it's coming back down with this pattern. Check this out. It's a type 2. And so I'm watching this closely. It's amazing that with all of the excitement and craziness people have been talking about AI coins, we're in January 2025 getting served a perfect type 2, 114. So keep an eye on that, because I would love to see the next confirmation. What's the last confirmation? Is a bearish HSI. Okay, we don't have anything quite yet, but I'm looking at that. Even amplified here is got to turn. That's got to turn back up. Closer. I like the patterns. Lots of patterns to consider. The bigger, I would say the best situation would be to come back and kiss the 101 level. Get the type 2 off of this massive prior Gartley, and then you go. Here's the one I wanted to show. And I think it's critical to look at this. Ocean AI. And this is another one where, you're patient on stuff like this, you're going to get beautiful opportunities. You don't have to chase, because look, we're into January, more than halfway through, and look at this setup here. It's a beautiful type 2 little mini bat retesting that 45-cent level. And we've seen that before. We've seen that back down to, what was the one we looked at? What was that, Justin? AIOZ? Yeah, it was AIOZ. Hold on one second. Remember AIOZ? AIOZ had 3 patterns, and this was back September, November time period. Go back, check our live streams. That's the kind of thing with Ocean AI. And then you had that big move for a 4X. There and AIOZ, here you go again. You're back at 77. You need some confirmation. You get confirmation, we're good. Are we down there? Almost. Let that come to you. I think it's a little lower, but come down to there. Yeah, it was AIOZ that I was mentioning, but thanks, man. Yeah, and then, so that's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. The other one that's been disappointing, but I'm not giving up on it, is Render. And Render has got this massive, big weekly pattern. It's like this. Remember this weekly Gartley? What's going to happen to this? I mean, that was a perfect Gartley at 390. And my question is, are we going to either get a pattern on the daily before this, or are we going to go for the full type 2? Something's up with this. I still like the chart. I mean, and it's a beautiful chart. It really is. That's a massive Gartley pattern that has massive implications, potential huge implications. But are we going to go full type 2 and retest that 390? Don't know. I'm watching it. I own a little bit. Um, I didn't. I'm kind of not happy that I wrote it up and wrote it down a little bit. Even with the daily Gartley at 447, something's up there. I'm gonna watch. Daily is oversold right now, and we have to hold that 680 level. We'll see. Couple more. NB, I appreciate you. NB, you got determination and guts, man. So I'll get to your Jasmine. You've been clicking that Jasmine for the last hour and a half. Gee, you were the first one. NB, why don't you send me an email, NB, and I'll set you up with the software for 30 days. Okay? I know you don't have the software, and then you can do the chart yourself. But I'll outline it. Jasmine was another perfect type 2. NB, you got to contact me, okay? Yeah, XCN, I don't know what that is, Neil. Onyx coin. I thought that was my friend's son's crypto, but not. Um, Jasmine, amazing. I mean, exactly off the hop at 160 with the type 2, and then went to 6, slam it back down. So, are we oversold yet? No, not yet. Anything on the weekly? No. I think it's a nice chart. And I still think Jasmine does a 382 price recovery move. Look, this is nice. This is nice long-term price formation. This is a massive super base. You gotta like it. I mean, that's really textbook TA. And maybe we come back down for one retest there where we are currently, 260, maybe 220. And so I'm watching that. I used to own a ton of that on the pre-cycle, and I sold out way too early. I mean, I was buying that down there at like, yeah, half a penny or something. We'll keep an eye on that one. You hold me to that. Yeah, this Onyx coin, guys. I, I don't know what it is. It's going ballistic. Anybody know? Justin, do you know about this thing? Because it wasn't long ago. This thing was a fraction of a penny, like 2/10 of a cent. Hold on. I mean, that's nuts. And that's an insane chart. That's an insane chart. We had massive stuff down here. Yeah, it was like 2/10 of a penny. 2/10. I mean, get your head around that. Get your head around that. That's, look, when we get it right, that's possible. It is possible. And so I am looking at other markets for moves like this. Um, yeah, 2/10. Oh my God. That's like almost, that's a 10x. That's a 10x since in a month. In a month. Let me get to the other 10x just so we can be relevant in today's conversation. Old official Trump coin. There's other Trump coins and MAGA coins. So I was a little off on this one. And I looked at this, and I think it was a lot of hype. Let Trump make his billions, whatever. I don't think it'll stay at these levels, but it is what it is. Let's measure it out, though. This very well could be one of those crypto. There's your first mania phase, and then come back for the full 886 reset. And that would be like 15, maybe a 786, a little bit higher, maybe 20 something. So when you guys see something like this and you feel all bad that you missed it, don't. Let it come to you. We'll get an opportunity. I promise. I'm watching this. Okay? It'll happen. In the meantime, something I've been in front of for a long time, I've told you guys about, and it's kind of one of these crap meme coins, but it had great harmonics. I'm still long a big chunk is Elon. And Elon's starting to do major things. And I've told you guys all about this. I was identifying this couple things here. We had massive patterns down here. I was talking about this last summer. We had the butterfly, then the Gartley, the type 2. Then just more recently, and you go to my Twitter feed at Harmonic Trader, I said, shit, this is it. It's the shark to the 5-0. Send it. Now what's going to happen? It's and I like it. I haven't sold any. I'm staying. I've got a big chunk of it. I have a sizable 5-figure chunk at the lows. And so what I'm thinking is this thing does with these kind of patterns and the stuff that we have seen, why not do either a 382 minimum 382 recovery would be 800 thousandths of a penny or 8 millionths of a penny, whatever that is. 8 millions minimum, that's a 3x. But I'm thinking if the cycle goes nuts and we can make a run to the full 886, I think it's even higher. I had like 2,400 thousandths of a penny. Yeah, it's like on this Binance or HTX feed. Yeah, or no, maybe it was KuCoin feed. That's the better one. That shows you more data. And again, look, this also has the properties of doing the mania phase, full 886 reset, and then go again. All right, so down there, what's the all-time 886? Is 2,400 thousandths of a penny or whatever that is. So from current levels, 7, 8x. And I think that's possible. I think we just got it started. That move up to 600 thousandths of a penny, whatever that is, I think that was a first thrust. Now we come back and we do some bigger things. I haven't sold. I'll tell you guys when I sell. Yeah, couple more. What's up, Adam? Adam Black wants to look at SRM USD with Serum, right? That is Serum. Thought so. I don't know that one, man. I just don't know that one. SRM. Let me get a good cracking. Is that even on MEXC? Because yeah, there it is. So MEXC. For us over-regulated Americans, if you need to get on to get to this secondary exchange, get on MEXC. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I can do for you there. I mean, that's all-time new lows. Boy, this stuff can go crazy. Look at that. This serum was. Wait a minute. What was that? Get out of here. That was $14 last cycle. Now it's 2 cents. That must have been a bust up. I really don't think I can offer you anything on there. I mean, you want to speculate, you put a couple $100 into it, you might either expect to lose it all or end up with like 10,000. There's some patterns there, but I just can't really go off of something like that. Yeah. SUI. Yeah, SUI's been super strong, right? 430 coming off of that $5 high. We need to see some things on that. I mean, that did a 10x since August. Yeah, they got a couple bearish patterns up here. Yeah, we might be back down at 350 before that does anything. Can't really do much. What's up, Grifflet? We already did ADA. Harmony 1. Yeah, I like that. I own it. I haven't gone super large on that yet. Where are we at? 2.2 cents. Yeah. That's like Jasmine. And we had a pattern down there. Big daily dot. 2.5. Yeah, that has to hold. Yeah, I haven't gone huge. I've FOMO'd a little bit into that and now I'm underwater. That's proved, that's like, tells me, deserve that. But I think I'm still going to stick with the eventual 382. That becomes if we can, if like Jasmy, if we can get above that, yeah, a 382 range is like 14 cents. But I think something like this is going to just do a, if it does that kind of a move, it'll spike up and then come back down. Don't know. Uh, what was that one? Uh, yeah. What's up, Andrew? Wants to look at ACH. ACH did have great patterns and hasn't done much. Like, look, and I'm looking at it because that, like Jasmy, seems like there's some building to the longer term progress. But we want to come back down. We're 2 cents on ACH, and I know I talked about this pattern before at like 1.5. The retest is 1.7. So you got to hold me to that. Hold me to that. Okay. Hey, next person to type in HPC 30 will win the 30-day package of TradingView and gold membership. Get over here, get the TradingView program. Everyone can get your TradingView 2-week trial by sending your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. All right, get with that. And then the basic membership page also, that's all free. Get with the books and stuff. All right, we'll do that. We'll do a couple more. We're going to get out of here. I wanted to give you guys my best here. Muris, was that you? Muris, no. It was Crypto Lawyer. Crypto Lawyer, you were number one, man. So Cryptox Lawyer. Congratulations. 30-day gold, 30-day TradingView membership. You have to email me at harmonictrader@gmail. And I think I'm going to switch that maybe next time to where you have to join my Discord and you have to DM me. But for now, send me an email. All right, and we'll get you guys set up. Anyone else have questions about the software, send me an email. I'm happy to entertain them and help you out. Yeah, Adam, SRM is tough, man. I think there's better things out there than that, for sure. Yeah, I'm just going through the comments. Okay, one or two more. Lebo Monster, what's up? Welcome back. You want to look at Filecoin? People are holding on to that one. But Filecoin's like this. It does have some patterns, but will it ever be anything? That's the question. Did that do the 2? 417 is the perfect type 2. We haven't gotten there yet. Which is an interesting thing to note about a lot of these. Okay, here's Filecoin. And like a lot of setups that coming into August, September, they all had big patterns. And then what happened? They did beautiful type 1 moves. So that move into November, December, these were all type 1 reactions. And now look what's going on. And that was back to back. Bullish to bearish. And now can we get the type 2? At this point, this is really for all of those situations. Okay? We're so close to getting the type 2, and that's at 417. I would rather just wait for it. Think of it this way. It's almost like a natural mechanical process. When you really are thinking in harmonic pattern framework, you realize that the opportunity can't even start until the official retest begins. That's at 417. Happens in all the markets, crypto and stocks, futures, all of that. And what I mean by that is, where can I expect the bigger move? Well, after it hits the type 2, and then we can talk target 2. But that's 417 and then T2 at 917. That's a $5 move. But probably better stuff out there. I don't know. XRP Hank wants Ethereum. And I won't dismiss it because it's a top dog. I'm just not crazy. I'm not feeling Ethereum this cycle, guys. It's not an Ethereum cycle, and maybe I'm wrong, but Ethereum's got to has to put up some patterns or some big support, bullish confirmation. I mean, you have a little bit here at what 3,200. I'm not feeling it. I think Solana over Ethereum all day long. And even this, like this is a beautiful uptrend channel, no doubt. I mean, that's really nice. But Solana is better positioned, what I think, than Ethereum to really do a blow off move. And maybe I'm wrong. I know somebody said Trump owns a ton of it's one of his biggest holdings is Ethereum. I just don't see it in the charts, and that's my angle here. My angle is charts. It's not use case. I'm always willing to learn, but I think that has to come back and give us another pattern. And that pattern might be as low as 2,500, maybe 2,800, something like that before I see anything. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, but that's the read. Yeah. All right, Snipes, you read my mind, man. I didn't even look at total indices, and total 3 is a great one to look at. First, let's peek at total. What's going on there? Big HSI overbought up here at 3.72. This is total 1, by the way, but nothing changes. Our total 1 objective is like this. X, A, B's at an 886, C point, and take you to the 1618. So minimum target level is 4.2 trillion for the total. If we get crazy, or when we get crazy, total crypto market index goes 2618. It's just like the Bitcoin read. 2618 is like 6.5 to a 3618 possibility is like that. Okay, 8, 9 trillion, something like that. But not until we get above the 1618. So let's bring it back down. Let's not be so crazy, and let's just take in the fact that we need to get to 4.4 trillion before we really can go crazy on the total. And he wanted to look at total 3, which is like this. And total 3's been really nice harmonically. Remember this? The 1-2, that was sweet. Really nice objective here with the 1. And then if you go back to our live stream, I mean, literally, when this dot was printing, we were saying that this was a critical formation. Send it back up, and total 3, that's everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, which probably can get run by the likes of Solana and XRP. You're up here retesting that HSI, but you need 2 red candles before that even gives you a dot. So let's watch it. What should happen? If it's strong, we break out and we get a green candle above 1.15 trillion to get that moving. And I like this one I've always liked this as the best total index to follow for the state of the market, because you had those perfect patterns. And we've seen it before where you can project off of these structures. You go X, A, B right there. It's a crab. It becomes a crab as our target. 1.65 trillion is the objective. Let's see how this finishes up. We're coming into that end of the month. It's critical. The next several days are critical. We want fat monthly closes, fat weekly bars, all green, to really set this off to where it runs in February, March, into April. I'm not one of these people that think this is going to last all year long. I think this crypto cycle ends about, we reach maximum possibilities come June or July. But we'll have to see. All right, that's what I have for today, folks. Thanks so much. All the winners, you know what to do. Contact me. We'll get you set up. Everybody else, I'm going to get 100% better by Tuesday. We'll be back here 12:30-ish. Hit the like, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed today. Really thorough run through. Now I'm going to go take a rest and some more medication. Until then,